This is Neil's Han Dynasty Birdwatching Hour. I'm Neil Han from Neil's Han Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Buy some silver and some platinum. Be kind, helpful, and grateful, because it's better than being a jerk. And if you don't listen to experts and do your own research, eventually you'll find out you're right and they're wrong. I've been saying it for a long time. India is going to be a world reserve currency for their area of the world. And people have been writing me off because, hey, Neil talks stupid shit. I've been saying it for a couple months. Oh, Neil doesn't know what he's talking about. He's gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He's eating the fucking red pill, the green pill, and the blue pill, and the black pill, and the white pill. He doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, well, that's how I've lived my life. I'm right. Everyone says I'm wrong until they find out I'm right. Here's the I'm right part. First post. Global Rupee. India's central bank panel gives the go-ahead to become the global RBI. Okay, so, well, I've been saying it for months. I've seen it coming. Now it's time for you to.
About de-dollarization. The name explains the concept. You take the dollar from the global economy. But what comes after that? Ideally, other currencies grow in stature. Like a multipolar world, it becomes a multi-currency market. The Indian rupee is trying to do that. It's a heavyweight in most of South Asia, but beyond that, the rupee doesn't have much influence. The Indian rupee makes up just 1.6% of global trade. There is a growing chorus to expand that. Last year, the State Bank of India made the first pitch. It said, it's time to internationalize the rupee. Now, a panel of the Reserve Bank of India has done the same. It has given recommendations on how to internationalize the rupee. So let's look at three important questions. When does a currency become international? How can the rupee achieve it? And what are the challenges? An international currency is like a popular teenager in school. You're in high demand. Consider the US dollar or the euro. Most countries use these currencies to trade. They also hold them in their reserves. So demand is key. When your currency has widespread demand, you can say it's international. Question number 2. How can the rupee achieve it? The RBI panel has suggested short-term and long-term policies. In the short term, the policy sounds quite simple. Use more rupees to trade. Maybe start with India's neighbors who already use the currency. Bhutan and Nepal use the rupee as a designated.
Here's 3 signs of yeasty paws every owner needs to know, and how pet lab
foreign currency. Sri Lanka did the same in 2022. So the idea is to use more rupees in regional trade. But the long-term solution is more complicated, like allowing Indian banks to open offshore branches, or harmonizing India's tax regimes, or using the RTGS for international transactions. You may have heard of it. RTGS. It transfers money from one account to another in real time. But one policy suggestion stands out. Including the rupee in the special drawing rights basket, the SDR, special drawing rights. Quick side note. The SDR is the reserve held by the International Monetary Fund. It's like backup money. The SDR is a basket of 5 currencies: the US dollar, the euro, the Chinese yuan, the Japanese yen, and the British pound. Now, the suggestion is to include the Indian rupee in this basket, the SDR basket. Many experts say this will be a long process. It's not something which can be done overnight, which brings us to the final question. What are the challenges? There are 2 major ones. One is India's small export footprint. Like I said, you have to be like that popular kid in school. Other countries must be demanding you. And why would they do that? If they wanted to buy your goods or services. Let me show you an example, a list. China makes up 12% of all global exports. The US makes up 10%.
Okay, first off, for all you people think America's going anywhere, what you think is the world's most biggest exporter of anything, everything in the world, God, love, peace, joy, and happiness, only does 12.5. We're at about 10%. Where's America going? These guys are going to crash and fall. These guys are already crashing and falling. These guys are going to go up. So where is America? Oh my God, we don't export anything. We're only the second largest exporter of goods and services on the planet, behind China, who's going bankrupt. So what will that leave America? The number 1 exporter of goods and services on the planet. Sounds pretty good for us. Back to the show.
Germany 7, the UK 3.6. Now look at India, just 2.4% of global exports. If there is no demand for Indian goods, countries will not use the rupee. Simple as that. But there is some good news too. India's exports are on a good trajectory. They were worth $375 billion in the year 2010. 375 billion. This year, they're expected to reach 770 billion. So exports have doubled. Challenge number 2 is convertibility. What does that mean? When you travel abroad, you may convert some rupees into dollars. That's convertibility. But there are different levels to it. Some currencies are fully convertible. In that case, the government won't interfere in your business. You can convert large sums of money into another currency as much as you want. Typically, these are developed economies. Now, there is no official list of fully convertible currencies, but these 4 appear on all the lists: the dollar, the euro, the pound, the yen. They are all fully convertible.
Okay, so to be a world reserve currency, you've got to be one of these guys. Where's China? I don't see China there. China's not there? Wow, how could they ever think of being a world reserve currency if they're not even trying to get there? Anyhow, back to the show.
Others, like the Indian rupee and the Chinese yuan, are partially convertible, meaning there are exchange limits.
Oh, there's the yuan. They're partially, and the ruble is partially. The rupee is trying to get on the other list. These guys aren't. These guys aren't trying to get on any list. These guys are going to fall. CCP is DOA in a couple of years.
You can't just convert massive sums as you wish. The government sets a limit on how much you can convert. And then there are currencies that are non convertible, like the North Korean won. Now, if you notice, the fully convertible ones are international currencies. And why is that? Because they're easier to buy and sell. Why would anyone use a currency that is hard to exchange? There is talk of making the Indian rupee fully convertible, but it's a tricky decision. The central bank cannot control a fully convertible currency. It's up to the market then. Right now in India, the RBI intervenes to keep the rupee stable. If it becomes fully convertible, you cannot do that. Another problem is volatility. Easier to convert also means easier to move. Foreign investors could pull out capital in the blink of an eye. Such shocks could affect the Indian market. So economists are asking India to be patient, to first build the requisites for a fully convertible currency, like a bigger export base, a higher per capita income, a more equitable wealth distribution, and more financial market maturity.
And there you go, people. There's Neil's report for you. China looks bad, America looks good, and India's up and coming, and Russia will be there. As I've said, Russia, India, and America will have the world reserve currencies. Have a good day. I love being right. I've told you all this for months. Bye-bye.